I'm stuck in a situation that feels both surreal and suffocating, and I have no real outlet except maybe here. I've spent countless nights staring at the ceiling, wondering how I got to this point in life. For years, I've silently carried the weight of this secret, that I don't truly love my wife anymore. Yet, I know deep down that I'll likely never leave her. Let me rewind and give you some context. Back in high school, I met this girl named Emily. She was everything to me. My best friend, my muse. That quirky girl with an infectious laugh who instantly made bad days seem brighter. We shared dreams, ambitions, and the kind of connection that made everyone else around us pale in comparison. Through college and into adulthood, we were inseparable, the kind of couple anyone would look at and say, they're made for each other. She was my person. So when disaster struck, it felt like my own world crumbled. Emily suffered a catastrophic event, a brain injury that threw her into a long and agonizing coma. I can't even begin to describe those days of uncertainty, waiting and hoping for her to wake up. I had no clue whether she'd ever come back to me. Eventually, she did wake up, but she was changed in ways I couldn't have anticipated. I was standing in front of someone who was physically my wife but very much a stranger. It's heartbreaking to admit, but so many of the qualities that I loved in her seemed to have vanished. Gone was the playful spirit who'd snort mid-laugh at my jokes. She was more reserved now, her humor more muted. Her zest for life and adventure seemed to have been replaced by a dry detachment. Her passions and hobbies, long walks, painting, playing the guitar, those were like distant echoes fading away. A major part of the person I adored was lost. The strangest part is that her feelings for me have remained, though her memory is like a foggy mirror. She remembers key aspects of our life together, like our attempts to start a family or the places we called home, but the intricate details are lost to her. She knows that the injury altered her, but perhaps not how deeply. I tried to revive fragments of her former self. I gently reintroduced her to her old pastimes, thinking maybe a familiar rhythm would help rekindle the flame I once knew. But her interest was distant, like drops of rain vanishing into sand. Each failed attempt chipped away at my hope, my belief that time and therapy would reclaim what was lost. 5 years have now passed since she woke, and across that time, acceptance and a painful kind of resignation have set in. The thinkers say we should treasure the moments we have, and while I've tried, there's an undeniable truth sucking the air out of the room. I live with a constant reminder that the sweet, lively woman I fell in love with is no more. What others don't realize is that I mourn her loss every single day, stuck in this loop of expectation and societal gratitude. We're together, so all should be well, right? But in my heart, my wife vanished the moment that injury struck, and this real, new woman stood before me. As much as I want to force it, love is not something you can just manufacture. For all of her innocence in this, for all that she did not choose this path, resentment grows like a thorn in my chest. It's not her fault, and yet here I am, a reluctant caretaker, feeling guilty for longing to return to what once was. What keeps me anchored here, you might wonder? There's a blend of rationality and nostalgia. She's alone in the world besides me. Those echoes of the past, her laugh, that familiar smile, the sound of her voice, they're relics from a history I can't fully let go of. Despite everything, they're still there. They serve as a fragile tether pulling me back to the shadows of the woman I once cherished. In these small ways, I'm bound to the past, hanging by the fragile threads of what used to be. So, I wear this facade, playing my part in a life that looks nothing like the one I envisioned. I care for her, and I've come to terms with the idea that this new existence is my reality. I live this confusing mixture of devotion and heartache, doing my best to honor the commitment we promise to each other, even if it feels like it belongs in another life. Have you ever been in a situation like this? What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this kind of content and want to hear more real-life stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means so much to me. Thank you.